Hi, I'm Mitch Gallagher from Sweetwater. In this video, we'll take a look at 4 great bang-for-the-buck strategies for upgrading the quality of your recording studio. Let's get started. We'll assume you have an audio interface and DAW software running on your computer that you already have a studio going. But you want to upgrade that studio and you want to get the most value for your investment. Now, when I'm thinking about upgrading my studio, or when someone asks me for a recommendation for upgrading their studio, I always ask one question, and that's what's the weakest link in your rig? The weakest link will always be the limiting factor in your recordings. Whether that's a microphone, whether that's a cable, whether that's a piece of software, whatever it might be, that's what's going to define the low quality point in your rig. So if you upgrade something else, you'll get some improvement, but not as much as if you upgrade that weakest link first, then move on to the next weakest link, fix that, move on to the next weakest link, and so on. I think of this as bottom-up upgrading, and it's a great way to raise the overall quality. I've found that it makes the fastest and the biggest improvements in any rig. Now, in my mind, there are 4 broad categories for upgrading: capture, creation, mixing, and monitoring. As you're thinking about upgrading, consider all 4 of these and see where your weakest link lies, and then attack that first. Our first category to look at is capture. Now, I look at this as microphones and accessories, the things that you use to actually record your signals. I don't believe in trying to fix it in the mix. I believe you get far better results and quality if you record the very best possible sounds at the source. Then at the mixing stage, you aren't struggling to make something sound good, you can focus on being creative. So thinking about capture, often one of the weakest links in a studio is the microphone locker. I recommend that you start with a good all-around, very versatile microphone to build your microphone locker around. Invest in something great, it'll get you great sounding recordings, and you can go from there. You can always expand your mic locker later. So an example of a great centerpiece for your studio would be the Austrian Audio OC818. This is a multi-pattern microphone, so it can do cardioid, omni, figure 8. It's going to work in a variety of room situations and with a variety of different sources. It's also versatile enough to work with vocals, to work with instruments, and you can even remote control it using Bluetooth. Very cool microphone, and again, it makes a great basis for building a microphone locker. Of course, there are many great microphone choices to use as the core of your locker. The Slate VMS ML1, for example, offers you multiple models, so you can get a lot of different sounds out of a single microphone. The Warm Audio WA251 comes in at a great price and gives you great sound quality. We've got the Aston Mic Spirit. There are microphones from Audio-Technica, Shure, SE Electronics, Rode, Lauten, so many different great choices. Again, look for something that's going to be very versatile and a great centerpiece for working with both vocals and with instruments. So again, the focus here should be finding something that's going to work great for vocals as well as for instruments. It's going to be versatile enough to cover everything. When we're focusing on capture, another area to look at is acoustics. I recommend looking at something like a reflection filter to help you control the acoustics in your room when you're recording vocals and instruments. The capture category is very important if you're working with microphones, if you're recording vocals or acoustic instruments, but for many of us, virtual instruments or software instruments are the foundation we build our music upon. You want a great selection so that you can choose the right sounds for every track that you're making. For me, I've been really happy with the TuneTrack Easy instruments. Easy Drummer, Easy Bass, and Easy Keys provide a great foundation for my music. You might also look at the Arturia V collection, which gives you a wide variety of different synthesizers. Air has their AEIP3 collection, Waves has the Inspire collection, and of course you can't overlook the Native Instruments Complete collection as well. All of these will provide a great foundation with a wide range of different virtual instruments that you can use to build your tracks. Our third category is mixing, and this is an area where you definitely want high-quality plugins for processing your signal. Your DAW more than likely came with a selection of plugins, but you can really enhance that by adding some top-quality software processors from other manufacturers that will really improve your mixes. If you're working with vocals, you definitely want to take a look at the new Melodyne 5 software from Celemony. Not only is this super powerful for tuning vocals, but it's a tremendous creative tool for arranging vocals as well. Other bundles to take a look at include the Isotope Elements bundle. These are very powerful for mastering and working with your tracks. And a bundle of core plugins that provides EQ, dynamics, delay, reverb can be very useful in the studio. Take a look at the Waves Power Pack or Chrysalord Algae bundle, the FabFilter Essential bundles, or the Sonox Essential collection to get you started. Our final category is monitoring, and this includes monitors, headphones, and room acoustics. You simply can't create great music if you can't hear what you're doing in your room. In my opinion, this is one of the most important categories, and it means improving both your monitoring gear but also improving the acoustics in your studio. We won't be talking about acoustics much here, but it should be a big focus for you as you upgrade your studio. If we look at the gear that's involved in monitoring, we can take a separate look at monitors as well as headphones. What you want from a good set of monitors is a true representation of what's happening in your mix. You don't want the monitors to color the sound themselves. You just want to hear the pure sound, the transparent sound of your mix coming through. A good example is the JBL LSR 308 Mark II that I have sitting here. It provides a true representation of your mix and you can really hear what's going on. Other great monitors you might want to check out include the Atom T8Vs, the Focal Alpha series, the Kali Audio LP series, PreSonus Eris series, and the KRK Rocket series. All of these will give you great value for your money and upgrade the sound that you're hearing in your studio. When it comes to headphones, there are so many great choices, but I've had great results using the AKG K240s. Also take a look at the Sennheiser HD280s, the Beyerdynamic DT770s. There are a lot of great headphones out there. Like monitors, you want headphones that are going to give you an accurate representation of what's happening in your mix, so you can both mix and track when you're using these headphones. An often overlooked component with monitoring and acoustics is isolating your monitors from the surface or the stand that they're sitting on. There are a lot of solutions for this. For example, I've got the Auralex Mopads here. But you might also take a look at the RAB Audio Pro Jacks, Prime Acoustics Anti-Recoil Monitor Isolation Pads, the ISO Acoustics Isolation Stands, and several more. They all do a great job of isolating your monitors from whatever they're sitting upon. So to sum it up, I recommend you take a look at these 4 different categories and define where your weakest link is. Attack that weakest link first, whether it's in capture, creation, mixing, or in your monitoring or acoustics. Improving that weakest link is going to give you the fastest and most noticeable upgrade in the quality of your studio, and it's also going to give you the best bang for your buck value. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Mitch Gallagher from Sweetwater. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Click here for more videos like these, and start at Sweetwater for all your music instrument and pro audio needs.